open. Pretty standard so far.
The thing with the Kale, though, is we usually see it into the likes of an Ornn. But Ornn banned away. That's why I was so surprised to see the Kai'Sa ban. Maybe they were preempting, okay, we want to go for the Ornn for Longxing, but I still think the likes of these Wukongs and Heckrums and all those sort of the bullies in the top lane, the bruisers in the top lane was the word I was looking for, will do a lot better for this squad.
We still expect to see something maybe like the Wukong, which is available. We're going to pause again because this time around, Leona into Thresh, not something you normally see, but Mark decides on it.
It does mean you've got a really strong team fight coming out from LGD, though, because you've got this Ezreal who's going to be able to keep himself safe. You've got a great roaming support in the Leona, but also works well in team fights alongside this Trundle. So far, I like what LGD are doing, and I imagine then they're still going to go back towards this heavy engage option for Longxing. See what Xie wants to go with. Always that option to go back towards the Twisted Fate, which he looks really, really good on in previous series, but we'll have to see if that's going to be the case.
Has been favouring it quite a lot. While Longxing is going to lose that Wukong we're talking about a bit before. First pick on red side coming out of this second ban phase, as you all know. So LGD, they can take away top esports solo lanes. Knight Zoe should never be left in his hands, but they're going to take away the Orianna instead.
Yeah, so looking at what top esports have gone for so far, you've got Graves who should be able to dictate this early pace of the jungle. So you're going to be looking to see, okay, well, what things can work well in just kind of getting towards those later stages, having strong impacts in team fights, because realistically, Peanut is going to struggle in this matchup. So at least scaling towards those later game stages is what LGD are looking to do here. Or at least, sorry, that mid-game point.
Yeah. I'm waiting for this last ban, though. Mid laner for Knight. He has a lot of priority in the past, and there you go. So he's going to be taken away. He is still a big Echo player, though. Just keep that in the back of your mind. It's what got him to Challenger, while a Karma locked into a solo lane. Knight does not strike me as the Karma player.
We've seen Karma really rise up, though, and the funny thing is that there's not a huge amount of reasoning behind it. It just got played, and people went, oh, hang on a second, this is really good. You can play this top for 369, and you could play it mid lane for Knight. So there is the potential here that top esports are going to put this top lane and go, right, we'll just neutralize this top lane. Longxing, we understand you've been such a big engage tool for LGD. Well, if we nullify you in that top side, well, what can we have the rest of our map do?
But this could be massive, because this could be saying the solo lane presence is what we want to look towards. Longxing is a tank player. Volibear in 10.12 has had some minor buffs. Are we going to see our first Volibear of the LPL?
No!
Longxing, the fans are not a fan of you. As Renekton's going to be put in top lane now for the counter pick.
There's still the opportunity here if you want to still put the Karma top, does well into it. But we'll have to see what 369 wants to go towards. Either way, though, LGD right now have a very strong front-to-back team fight. You've got great engage tools with Leona, a Trundle Pillar to set up and enable this Renekton, and you've got this massive damage dealers in the Cassiopeia and the Ezreal.
Well, you got the Jace for 369, a personal comfort for him. Looking to challenge that top lane. Well, you want to see what Knight can do mid against the Cassiopeia. Very different compositions. We've got essentially 2.5 AD carries to the side of top esports.
But the thing with top esports is, look how many people you have that utilize Karma's itemization. When you go towards the likes of an Ardent Sensor, well, Graves benefits, Jace benefits, Aphelios massively benefits, and you've got a bunch of these Athene, but a nice little bit of poke rounding out this top esports comp between the Karma, the Jace. So overall, this is a nice style from top esports where the little bit of poke, their team fight is pretty nice, and it's more about trying to kite back from LGD and seeing if they can just keep this this snowball rolling where they're moving backwards and not getting caught out.
I mean, you use the word snowball. That's what top esports are about. They win their lanes, they win their game, they group up, and their sheer pressure destroys teams. While for LGD, set up through the team fighting, you talked a little bit about it before, and how Xie comes into this comp to run it through for LGD in game 1.
I do feel a little bit sorry for Longxing in this game, though, because with the composition that LGD have, it's going to be pretty hard for him to try and get into these fights unless he's been enabled by Mark with these big ultimates coming through in the Leona, because there is the potential that, look, you're just having these acceleration gates, you're having the speed up coming through from the Karma, and you're always trying to play catch up to the fight and never really being able to get on top of it.
Curious to see, though, because we're going into game 1, first versus second. Yes, we've given our report cards out. Top esports, of course, have the best grade in the LPL score, but LGD are not too far behind them. 3-0 2 individual games lost is nothing. And LGD, if they could silence Top Esports here, if they can pick up a series win, they will be our current best LPL team. LGD fans, the pants would be off. And suddenly hope would be given back to fans who haven't had it for a very long time, at least for real. For Top Esports, meant to be the best team here, they've got to hold on to their title by picking up a much-needed win against LGD. And in Game 1, we return to a mid lane that is very different once again. You got Phase Rush versus Unsealed Spellbook with double Phase Rush towards the top side, but Unsealed Spellbook in the LPL has become, let's just say, very common.
Yeah, especially on mid laners that are a little bit more utility based, where you're looking at the Karmas, the Gallios, and this sort of thing. And it works out well here. You're not going to be pressured too heavily as Knight by Xie. You can just clear the wave. You can play out of range with your shield and your speed up to get past any sort of miasma tricky business. So Knight should have a fine time. So having this Unsealed Spellbook gives him a lot more options when it comes to team fights and being a more utility focus for Top Esports.
Also the option to move into Cleanse there as well. Notice that JackeyLove has his own. So somebody used against a Cassiopeia, of course, or even the Renekton if he gets behind there. Well, it's Phase Rush Trundle once again. So we've seen this a little bit. It's come overseas to, I'm not sure if the LCK is running it, but we saw this a lot in MSC.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's... Ooh, hang on.
Yeah, it's only a Zenith Blade with Aftershock. It depends how the trade comes in after that. Level 1 Aphelios, he doesn't have his Q yet.
Yeah, I like the Phase Rush Trundle. It means you've got a lot more potent gank pressure, and you, especially against the composition like has been drafted by Top Esports, where you're going to struggle to get in. Having that extra speed up and being able to have access to both the Phase Rush and the Nimbus Cloak is going to be super useful in getting on top of this Top Esports comp.
Weird, though, that we're looking at runes for Xie, who has Transcendence. That's fine, you know, mana flow ban, but he's got Scorch. So, a bit more damage in lane, but you think about the other options in that tree.
Yeah,
the Gathering Storm is so much more popular,
so much more.
Cassiopeia.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, especially when you're looking at, okay, you've got JackeyLove there, that's only really the champion that's going to scale super well into the late game for Top Esports. Whereas you've got Ezreal who will do super well, you've got this Cassiopeia who's going to do amazing. You could just go Gathering Storm and look to answer for the late game of Top Esports and play that way, but Scorch for lane, trying to see if you can bully out Knight. I don't really think you're going to be able to do too much against this Karma.
I don't know what we're seeing in the bottom. I see Huya and I see Cat. Now, of course, you all remember Cat was on the Dan Gaming roster that came through when Top Esports first promoted into the LPL. Now he's actually a caster and is here today. But we're looking towards bottom side. Ignore me, because Peanut is going to force his flash right on top of Yuya and Jar. First blood immediately given over to LGD. That move, instant for the first blood.
And it's fantastic to again see Peanut having so many lanes that he can play around. We talked about him playing towards Longxing in the opening teacher's note. Well, he can also play towards mid, and we now see him playing towards bot, setting up Kramer and Mark and getting that first blood over to the Ezreal.
A+ given over, and yeah, you mentioned it. Ezreal gets first blood, and Kramer, especially towards the end of 2019 and the start of 2020, Kramer has this carry potential. And when he hits his high level, he hits one of the highest in the LPL.
And the thing here as well is that Karsa hasn't been able to answer for anything. Usually what Top would like to see happen is Peanut makes a play, but Karsa takes everything on the opposite side of the map. Every jungle camp, every scuttle crab, but there's nothing on the top side right now for Karsa to steal away, so Peanut can still go back towards this bottom side jungle and not lose out for actually making that play happen.
It's such a big bonus. Scuttle secured on the bottom side as well for LGD, and now I'm curious because no summoners were burnt, bar the flash for Yu Yanja, who's come back to lane in his only level 2. Kramer and Mark sharing 3 down there as well. But right now going towards the top side, and Peanut will be spotted out by the ward place. So Carson may not have gotten camps, but he gets information here for the enemy jungle.
Let's see how 369 is going to try and play around this, though. At the moment, he's going to be pretty happy that the wave is at least pushing back out towards him, so won't have to worry too much about Peanut trying to get in towards the top side, especially with that flash and Trundle blown. Those ganks become a little bit less potent.
He's been bullying out Longxing in this top lane too. You notice a Cull start, so pretty confident with the longsword alongside it to continue pushing Longxing back in this lane. Used TP to get back there, but so did Longxing, so top laners both don't have that mobility, but Xie and Knight do. Remember, Unsealed Spellbook on the Karma, so with the TP available, we'll just wait and see what becomes of that. It's going to be the first back with the Fiendish Codex first for Knight versus the Tier, and Another Sapphire Crystal for Xie, while Top Esports are starting up the Mountain Dragon. Priority mid with the shove. This is going to be easily secure.
Yeah, Knight got a nice early back there, so managed to come into lane without having to use that teleport. Shoving in that mid wave means that Xie now will lose a minion or two, but not too much. But it does mean they can't really contest for the Dragon. Honestly, though, I don't think LGD were ever really going to contest here. You're Kramer still waiting for him to build up, or at least build a tier. Xie's gone for this tier build as well. So you're both waiting on these two carries for LGD to come online. It'll be a while before they're looking to actually contest any sort of objectives.
A second, third Dragon when they finally hit their first item. Well said. We've got our Ezreal down the bottom lane who picked up first blood, who's behind a little bit of CS himself, but Peanut continues to hover around this lane. Jackie Love and Yu Yan Jia have to pay respect, while Kramer and Mark get friended by Peanut in this game one.
And look, trying to play towards this bottom side where you've got Mark at least hovering to help him take these scuttles. I like this because you've already got the wave pushing in. It's more about having your support network there and making sure your friends are by your side.
Also, top lane, you know, is going to absorb pressure from Langxing, right? That's what he's going to do against the Jace matchup. While mid, bottom, really benefiting from Peanut being nearby. You look at the control and vision towards that bottom side river. It's everywhere. There's no movement that can be made by Top Esports towards this bottom side without LGD knowing about it.
So when we get towards these later stage fights, I'm kind of curious to see how Top Esports play this composition, because we saw them play a very similar style in MSC against FPX, and they weren't quite able to get it running. They were overly aggressive and gave the opportunity for FPX to turn on them. And with the comp that LGD are running in this game, they have a very similar opportunity thanks to Cassiopeia.
Hang on though. Langxing topside dominance has been used. Flash is available for both. We got very close there, but now that the ulti's burned, 369 will continue poking away. Doesn't have TP though and is low on mana, so I might hold on that thought.
Yeah, the phase rush doing a good job there to just maneuver 369 out of harm's way. So Langxing though, healed up nicely. He's going to be able to at least get a turret plate.
That's a big win.
Yeah. Especially when you're against the Jace like this, but this is very much a back and forth matchup where 369 can use his range to abuse it, but Langxing can get aggressive on towards this Jace and go for trades like that, heal up, and then end up winning when it comes to the long game.
Because you look at the back now as well, where the wave is, could be quite favorable. We'll keep touching that because me reading mini-maps is not always the greatest thing. As Ninja Tabi was picked up on the return back as well, while Serrated Dirk for 369. And you look at where the wave is now, it's pushing back against him. So yeah, this is pretty good for Langxing. And Mark roaming around for the potential of getting that top lane gank.
Hey look, it's 8 minutes. We got a Rift Herald. Everyone's going to be going towards this top side, except for the 280 carries, which I do like. Keeping these guys down on the bottom side, letting them farm up, duke it out for a little bit, means that you won't lose out on any sort of minions or even giving the likes of Jackie opportunity to press in onto this tower.
Well, the rest continue to roam. 369 pushes up anyway. He feels comfortable having the Graves top, but he's going to flash towards the rest of his team. Zenith's played to lock him down at half health with the Dark Passage. 369 gets away. The Subjugate almost ticks him over. But with that, and Xie just get them stone dead. That's the petrifying gaze from Medusa herself. LGD strike true with 3 quick kills, and the Herald becomes theirs.
Xie making plays. LGD in team fights is a thing of beauty. And my God, Xie setting that up amazingly. But Mark
might have sacrificed a little bit. While bottom lane, the solo kill in Shuriken's denied. It's minus 200 years with Kramer getting another.
And it looks like Jackie Love hasn't quite fixed the issues that we saw in OMG, although nice. What?
Cameraman wasn't ready. We've had 6 kills in 9 minutes. Rift Herald's going to go down. Well, Knight gets a...
It wasn't even 9 minutes. It was like 30 seconds. That was insane.
That was pretty interesting. I'm not sure what happened on the side. But Cassiopeia, low health bar, no ultimate, of course, so you can imagine where Knight found it.
Kramer is 3-0. Kramer is huge on this Ezreal now. The Manamune finished, Sheen already completed. He's massively far ahead of Jackie Love, and we're going to rewatch this because this is where 369 flashes in. It looks a little bit funky, but because he gets the Nimbus Cloak and the Phase Rush off, he's way too quick for Langxing to catch up, and knocking back the jungler means they can't follow. But this is amazing for Xie. Kramer picks up the kill as well with the True Shot Barrage, and from there LGD just close out. But I want to see what happens. It looks like Knight might have just spotted No, actually, Xie went to the lane to clear out the wave, thought the Knight had backed, but ends up getting caught out while we get the solo kill in the bottom lane.
Oh, okay. Well, even though he got that many shurikens, probably not the plays. The flash forward onto Xie. He doesn't have flash from the last fight. Great petrifying gauge yet again. Wants to take the jungler down with him, but I don't know about that one. It's going to be a kill going over tonight while Peanut tries to turn onto Casa. More action meters. The flash forward with the box down. Dark Passage. Let's get more blood in the LPL. A kill goes over to Jackie Love.
And this is exactly how both these teams are going to play. LGD finding the team fights that they want, whereas Top Esports trying to use these macro plays to pick up advantages. Wave shoved in the bottom side means that you can have Yuanji and Jackie Love move, but they do want to try and move back down to this bottom lane now to stop Kramer just accelerating this gold lead. He already has 300 gold bounty of himself.
Yeah.
This is exactly how I wanted this game to
this is
start.
so much better than DMO and OMG by a full mile. And you can see it's turret plating for turret plating with Jackie Love getting his results in the mid lane. And as you mentioned, Kramer picking up some of his solo gold on the bottom side as well. So we've got an early game where it's only about 600 or 800 gold lead for LGD. Because Top Esports keep getting these kills.
So this is the solo kill where Knight ends up running over towards Mark. Xie moves to help, but unfortunately gets completely abandoned, and Knight, does a very good job of being able to win out. But this is why you can go for Unsealed Spellbook in this matchup. It works super well against the Cassiopeia. Now, though, we're still seeing, okay, Xie hasn't been able to pick up a kill, but you can definitely see how impactful this Cassiopeia can be in fights. But we're looking at Kramer now, who's picked up a lot of golden experience, and I think Longxing and Peanut may struggle in these fights just because it's going to be difficult for them to try and get on towards Knight, 369, and even when you got Yuanji placing down the box and keeping them at bay, but at least they're healthy enough at the moment that they can be these meat bags, just absorb all the damage Top Esports are putting down, so that then Kramer, who can deal damage from afar, get onto Top Esports, should be able to carry alongside Xie.
I mean, Xie right now has the Archangel Staff. It's the only item in his inventory. It's not often in League of Legends you see only one item, but of course Cassiopeia, no boots. Lol. We've got a Rift Herald down on the bottom side though. Gonna get the full charge with turret plating still available, while here comes the Solar Flare. Xie has the ulti available. Knight trying to look away. Medusa doesn't have the flash, but the Petrifying Gaze sits there. While the bottom side, the turret goes down. That's a big gold swing, excuse me, with LGD. First turret blood, 1,500 in the lead.
Yeah, Knight reading his Greek mythology there, doesn't fly too close to the sun and then doesn't look at Medusa either, so manages to escape away from that play. But it does mean that, at least for now, Top Esports will still lose out on that bottom lane turret. You're still getting this gold funneled into Kramer. Iceborne Gauntlet already completed before Jackie Love has finished his first item.
This is a good sign for LGD though. You know, while we can talk about their problems, I think the biggest issue for any team going up against Top Esports is challenging the individuality and keeping up with their pace. Something we used to say a lot with Invictus game.
Well, right now it's LGD controlling the pace in this game.
Yeah.
Now that you've got these two items onto Kramer, LGD can fight. Xie can still do a lot of work as this Cassiopeia, as long as he's getting those poisonous twin fangs off. And when you're looking at this next dragon, I wouldn't be afraid for LGD to fight.
Oh, it's 2 versus 1 on the top side though. 369 has his flash available. He's savoring it for now, and he manages to get away. While Peanut and Longxing, it's going to be ulti and ulti for them versus turret plating to be taken.
That is an example of how Top Esports are going to be trying to play these fights, though, to keep Longxing and Peanut just completely at bay and kite back away from them. Yuanji, though, wants to try and make this play happen top.
He doesn't have his flash available
You
either.
got Nice and Karsa here as well, though.
4 people there, that's right. But Longxing is being cautious, backing away. So the play kind of ends there while Top Esports are getting aggressive towards River, rotating mid.
This is the most dangerous time for Top Esports, though, where LGD have both of their teleports available and they are willing to fight anywhere. So if Top Esports go to make a play, what we've seen in the past is LGD would just be like, right, we don't care if there's no objectives right now, we will try and fight you anyway. But Top Esports, though, have done a good job of finding an opportunity where LGD on a pour back, where Top Esports are able to pick up the mid lane turret.
Heading towards top as well, maybe to get some damage here, or look for the pick whoever rotates first. And it's Blast Cone City once again, but one's going to be taken away. And you talk about rotations, Top Esports do it yet again. This is some pretty good moves, catching LGD off guard.
And this was the thing that we wanted to look out for in this game for LGD. Can they keep up with this map play from Top Esports? Because it's been the big missing point from LGD's game plan. The selling point for this team is that they want to fight. They're great in coordination, they're great with mechanical plays, but when it comes to controlling what's happening elsewhere, it's where they struggle. Now Top Esports have been able to pick up a mid tower uncontested. Top lane turret nearly goes down off of that play, and LGD will get this Rift Herald, but they need to start answering for how Top Esports are running them around.
It's kind of interesting because it's like one early back, begets another, where LGD now, because of Top Esports backing after the top tier, will lose this Rift Herald to Peanut, who takes it by himself.
The nice timing here for LGD, though, is that Peanut can run mid, place this Rift Herald in the mid lane, while everyone from Top Esports is trying to play around this Dragon. So could be the opportunity for LGD to win out a lot here, including taking this top lane turret,
that top lane
with LGD or with Longxing having the teleport.
I was about to say, with that top tier turret and the TP, that's massive here with the Black Cleaver Renekton. The Rift Herald is still in hand of Peanut. He's savoring it. Infernal has only just spawned. LGD on the back of the pit. Shared half health, but with level 11 is crucial as teleport. Dagda, are you ready? This could be a mistake, but Longxing is pretty tanky. He slices and dices out of there. Has the Dominus and Flash available. Looking to re-engage while Dragon is being taken down. LGD don't get it, though. It's taken by Castle while the re-engage comes through. The True Shot Barrage does so much, but they've lost their support. 4 versus 5 until Longxing helps over the wall with the Cassiopeia on Xie doing so much. Looking for the Petrifying Gaze. It's not available. He used it earlier in the fight. While it's a double going over to Xie. 369 had to go in. He wanted to save the rest of Top Esports, who will lose the fight.
You've got 2 down on Top Esports, though, and Rift Herald is still there for Peanut. They can look to crack open this mid lane turret. Karsa just about getting that smite, though, gives the Dragon crucially to top.
Longxing wants to find the follow-up engage on top of it as well, and turret will fall. Yuyanjia steps on up a little bit dangerously, but LGD can't do much more. And after that fight, after the Dragon steal, even so, it's a 3.5k gold lead for LGD at 17 minutes, but Infernal Soul on the horizon, and I miss this one.
You can see the experience from LGD, though, understanding how we need to approach this team now. If they can get flanks and sandwich in on top of Top Esports, there's not a huge amount of places that they can run. You even see Longxing flashing over here, getting onto the retreat pad for Karsa and Jackie Love, and this is where it gets a little bit messy for Top. But in these next fights, if they're coming up again and there's no flashes available, you don't have those teleport flank wards, Top Esports should be able to kite back a lot more effectively and still be able to get that poke damage. You can see how much of a turnaround Top Esports can have.
I was going to clarify, what I was confused about is when did Xie actually ult? He ulted at the start of the fight, he flashed for it and got no one.
So the big thing for that is even if you don't get the stun, you get the mass AoE slow, which was way more important.
I don't think he got anyone, is what I mean.
Oh, maybe he didn't. I thought he had gotten a good few with it, but it's more about Xie trying to get the slow onto people because you've got this massive speed rush off the phase rushes, off of Knight. Even Yuanjia playing super far back to get these lanterns to safety. So getting mass AoE slows in a team comp like Tops has is just as important.
Plus you have Rylai's second. I mean, that's
Rylai's second. Such a smart call.
With a big Cassiopeia. And Kramer sitting here with 2 items himself. We saw the Observer hover over. A big thank you to him because at this point, Kramer sitting at 9k gold. He's big. There's a 2-item Ezreal with a Caulfield's Warhammer.
Nearly Death's Dance already.
Yeah.
He is huge. But I love this itemization from Kramer. From the whole of LGD. Kramer's got the Iceborne Gauntlets. You talk about the Rylays. We just want to slow. That's all you need to do here for LGD to make sure you're able to close that distance onto Top Esports. And these are the perfect champions to go for it. And such a smart draft from LGD to figure out how to play against what Top are showing.
And look at what they're doing right now. 50 seconds. They're holding vision around the Baron that's spawning in 45 seconds. And the Cassiopeia, the Ezreal, the lead. They do this pretty damn quick. So getting priority in the top side. Now resetting and getting ready for the potential or even getting ready for that 2-minute Dragon coming up.
LGD are down a teleport on Longxing, though, so they need to take it a little bit slower, wait for that to come back up, and then see if they can make these plays happen. Because if you're opting into a 4 versus 5 and you don't have Longxing there to absorb a lot of the poke, a lot of the extra damage that's going to be coming out of top, well, these meatbags and Longxing and Peanut aren't going to be able to do particularly much.
Curious on the other side, because for Top Esports, we've been talking a lot about LGD because of the way these fights have been going, but for Jackie is almost towards his 2nd item. It's 3rd item territory for Knight, who has the supporting available. So Jackie and Cast are going to be feeling pretty damn good when they get in these fights. We're only at 20 minutes in, and Yuyanjia can't back there. Oh, apparently he can. Minion Wave's going to crash in, and Baron's now sitting there. Dragon now being prepared by LGD.
And I love this. Getting to this objective early for LGD means that they're able to get the vision down. You give opportunities for Longqing to get into a position where he knows he hasn't been spotted, or at least maybe when that teleport does become available, teleporting in to cut off those retreat paths from top Esports.
Annoying from Peanut, meanwhile, with the control ward being protected, but top Esports would shove mid. They need to stop this dragon. If you give Infernal over, it's going to feel pretty bad as LGD is. Kramer's pushed forward here, but Yuyan Jia looking for the hook. Well, he can't find it. Now the retreat part for top Esports, who are grouped up, but Shock Blast still does quite a bit of damage. Longqing has now joined the team as well.
And this is the thing, as long as LGD are trying to keep top here, top are happy to just keep poking. The dragon isn't up for 20 seconds, so you've got 20 seconds of all this damage landing onto LGD.
Threatening the Baron path now as well.
Guns
it's an
there for
Aphelios.
Yeah. He's got the right guns for it. He could go for it. And LGD now realizing this have got to try and move into this area.
Now it sends out the mantra with the inner flame. Poke is well important.
With teleport is moving towards this dragon, so Xie going to look to solo while the rest of LGD keep him there.
Spotted him out though, so for Yuyan Jia, if he gets a hook, it could be very dangerous for LGD.
That's a big sign though. Top Esports will realize this dragon's going down, because that was a really nice pillar from Peanut, and when nobody on LGD went to follow up, you're like, all right guys, there's clearly something going on here. You're 4 versus 5, you're not going for this fight, but dragon will be taken, top don't do anything about it, and it means, look, all set and done, still a win for LGD.
Maybe a bit too late there. So with Infernal going down, you got 3 more ahead for LGD if they keep up this pace. Knight goes top, of course that turret drops on down, but he's spotted up there. The top Esports clearing mid once again. We are just anticipating one massive fight from here on. While is this a reset? Not good timing, because top Esports on the Baron, they do this so quick.
And there's no vision here, so top Esports have gone in here, picked it off. LGD are completely blind. They're too late.
After what has been good gameplay, LGD dropping the ball. True Shot Barrage not available, and Baron is secured. They want the fight on the back end. Solar Flare locks down Jackulov. He cleanses away. He walks away. Top Esports get Baron for free, and LGD, this is the difference between boys and men.
This is why you need your macro on point. Top Esports, losing out fights. They're not able to find victories when it comes to engagement in getting dragons. But they understand, look, if LGD are backing, they don't have vision in this Baron area. It is timed out because we've been dancing so long around this dragon. So top Esports make the call, slip over the wall, and get the Baron. It's so smart.
It was a 3-4K gold lead that has shrunk, and top Esports having the Baron buff with Infernal Soul on the horizon. You start to see how this game starts favoring them, but not if they get caught on out, which Kramer and Mark can't do at this point. Casa loses the Wolfers. Thank you for the Infernal Rift Blast Cone.
There is potential here for 369 to maybe get caught out if they really wanted LGD to pressure bottom side, but they're looking top instead.
Knight is there in the river. This is a flank setup. Xie, the level 14 Cassiopeia, wants Casa. But Peanut actually just walks into an Aphelios and almost dies. One more hit would have done it. He survives for now. He just wants to get his pillar placement right as Mark goes too far forward as well. True Shot Barrage can't capitalize. And LGD out of left field are starting to crumble.
The cracks are showing, and it's all falling apart for LGD. Top Esports now will be able to push in. They'll be able to get some of these turrets. And this is so smart from top. And especially off the back of Jackulov, just picking Peanut off of the guns that he had available.
LGD is so lucky that death timers are short at this point in the game. We're only 24 minutes in with 13 kills, and Mark dropping there doesn't mean that they can instantly get this turret. Knight walks on up, Longqing wants the engage, but he won't be able to close that gap as Kramer's playing with his food at this point. Yes, LGD are falling back, but Kramer's still large with 3 items. Now the game feels like it rests on him as he ready, Dagda.
Oh,
teleport away. Pillar needs to be on point. Peanut, not in time. 369, and he goes topside and just pushes with the rest of top Esports.
And he even got it onto the minion, so keeps that minion alive. They're able to get the tower. Top Esports are running all over the place, and LGD can't keep up.
And now Mark in trouble yet again. The inner turret in the mid goes down. Casa rejoins the team, and this Baron buff has done so much for top Esports. They have a gold lead for the first time in this game. They had this game, what feels like under their wing.
And this is what we love to see from top Esports. Winning without fighting. It's some of the well, not basics, but definitely what is touted about when it comes to how to play War, how to defeat League of Legends.
Yeah.
And this is beautiful play from Top Esports.
We've got our, the Baroned up team, which is expiring now, set on up for their Infernal Soul. The soul that LGD did not want to give over as TP's used mid for Knight just to get back out early, start securing some of this vision. And he's got Rabadons now as well, so this fight is going to be pretty dangerous, especially when Jackulov has 3 items himself.
This is incredible from Top Esports, and this is why we love to watch this team. It's not only the incredible individual performances, the mechanics that Knight, Jackulov, Carson, 360, and a lot of them can show. It's the fact that they understand this game so well. They can catch you out unaware. They can play the map state beautifully and give every single small mistake you have 10-fold advantages to yourself.
But I'm going to throw the caveat in there. I think it's fair to say LGD have been the better team fighters so far.
Oh, yeah.
So for LGD, they may have given up a couple of kills, been caught out a little bit, as Kramer is showing us how dynamic he is. But walking in blindly here, Peanut might be caught out himself with the pillar placement. Great once again as Xie comes through and doesn't get the perfect ulti. Once again, the petrifying gaze with Flash is not what LGD need. Dragon's up in 15 seconds with no big ulti from the Cassiopeia. Top Esports in position.
No wards or vision for Longxing to try and get to either, or even sneak in onto the back of Top Esports. So we'll get the poke down, but still, I mean, look at Peanut's health bar. And as you said, big ultimates down across the board.
And that's Inspire with Mantra available. Longxing doesn't get turned on though, so maybe another ultimate as Knight has 15 seconds before that comes up. Dragon started.
And again, look at the waves here for Top Esports. Top lane is pushing in the favor. Kramer.
Arcane shifts over the wall. He doesn't have protection. They flash on top of him. He has to use his own, but into a choke. Great for LGD. Yuyanja gets on top of him, and Kramer's large, but so is the rest of LGD. A big shield from Knight to survive. Well, Jackulov gets forced back. That's the damage from Top Esports. LGD have once again secured the Dragon through a fight and through catching a 369 who flashes away. Kramer almost has True Shot Barrage. Look at that timer on the left hand of your screen. We got 1 more second. He's backing away. Kramer. Can he find him down the line? 369 stops his back and walks away. But the Dragon was taken by LGD. The game goes on.
Kramer is playing these fights on a knife's edge, and that's why LGD are so good in these team fights. Everyone putting their players or their champions to the max. Does get caught by the hook, but just about able to move away. Puts pressure into Jackulov, but doesn't fall himself. It's Mark who takes the brunt of it, but they get Jackulov as a result. And for Kramer to be the one that set up that fight is absolutely incredible.
Let's see.
Because everyone commits here on this right-hand side, look at Longxing. This is perfect for him because he's able to keep everyone away, gets onto Knight, forces him to flash, and these are the tools that you need to be able to use as Kramer. When you have disadvantage as an Ezreal, this is how you carry. Playing aggressively forward, getting the entire attention of Top Esports onto you, so they forget about Longxing, they forget about Peanut, and you're able to win out in these.
Because remember what we talked about coming into this game, which was that Kramer can have really high highs, right? It's not that he's inconsistent, it's just sometimes we don't get that same level. Kramer, this game, is performing out of his mind. 4-0-2 once again. We're setting up for the next Baron where Top Esports have priority.
The beauty for Kramer in this game is a large chunk of our criticism is he'll get caught out in transition, moving late to an objective, either getting a random hook that's tossed his direction. In this game, though, he's only got to worry about Yuyanji.
Yeah.
The rest is damage. It's not hard CC, so him getting caught, especially on an Ezreal, still means he's able to escape, he's able to reposition, and it means he's able to play to those uber high highs we know him for.
Does feel like Kramer versus Jackulov here is the matchup in Game 1. Watch for both these AD carries in the fight as we're heading towards a Baron with equal footing, with pretty much equal gold, almost at the 30-minute mark.
And this is where we're going to start to see Jackulov really come into his own. Although he's still 2 kills behind, doesn't have quite as much gold as the Ezreal. He's finished his 2 Zeal items. He also has Knight, who's going to be buffing him a lot in this fight. So just keep your eyes on him to see if he's able to carry, especially with the guns he has at the moment.
Also look towards Xie's ultimate. 3 items now with the Leandri's Torment complete. I know a lot of fans out there happy that he hasn't gone for the Morellonomicon as LGD between vision. The pillar placed nicely. Yuyan Jut misses the hook. It's whoever hits their skill shot here. And right now 369 adding layers of damage in as well on that 3-item Jace. Well, Kramer is so confident here in this game. We might not even be looking towards the next Baron. The Dragon's up in 2 minutes 20 at this
and
point.
that's what's happening here. Is LGD are just looking to farm it up. There's no way they can catch Top Esports out unless Top Esports make a massive mistake. They need these objectives to draw Top Esports in, and I've seen this before, Hysterics, Top Esports.
This time the ward spots it out early. Last time it was Snuck. This could be a difference. Kramer's walking up into River.
Yoji's taking a lot of damage from Baron as well, so this could give LGD the opportunity to shove up mid or get decent positioning on this Baron.
369 and Jackie Love grouping up together. Kramer's with Peanut, though. And the two imports side by side. LCK, not brethrens, but LCK, I guess, allies. Are now on the LPL and showing the ally here. LGD in front of Baron. That's the important part here. Vision has pretty much been cleared. You can see this. 369 is backing away. Has teleport, though. Baron going to be start, then stopped.
There was backs on Top Esports side, so I wasn't sure if LGD were just going to turn for it. They are now realizing, hey, look, we've got this opportunity. You got a Cassiope who will shred this.
But the thing is, Casa is 2 levels ahead of Peanut. That's big. If he goes in for a steal here, it's massive. At 3K, 2K, 1K over the wall. Smite goes through, but it's the secure from Xie as he's back over. Castle will die first. And now it all takes LGD to clean up the fight. Lungshing on the flank. They need to group up. Jackie Love cleanses away immediately, while this Renekton at level 17 wants to take on the rest. It'll be the movement speed from Knight that gets him out of the way. But Baron secured and a kill on top. LGD take it all.
That was very dangerous for Top Esports. There was very little places for them to run with Longxing in their backline, but LGD not able to get in and close that gap means they don't finish it off. 30 seconds now before the Dragon. They can back with Baron and get back onto the map just as that objective spawns with no Karsa to help.
I like what Top Esports are doing. Hiding in the vision on the way to the Dragon. Trying to catch out someone from LGD, but giving up that play, moving away. 369 just going to get the shove here. 15 seconds till that Dragon, as you mentioned, comes into fruition.
Look at the shield when Jackie Love is shielded by Knight. It is insane. But here we go. TP in from Xie.
Has the movement speed, level 16 on the ulti. Petrifying Gaze now back and available.
Look at where Longxing is once again. He's positioning off to the side, making sure that Top Esports are sandwiched between LGD. They're trying to path down here.
Longxing doesn't have the dominance available yet, though. Does have the flash, but LGD now grouping up in River. Top Esports are grouped up themselves.
Anjay trying to play keep away here. He realizes, look, the only person we have to separate is Longxing because Peanut can't really close this gap as effectively as LGD want. But here we go.
Yeah, Mark's going into the backline. Solar Flare lands. Longxing now getting the flank as well. Two-shot barrage lines him down while the Dragon secured. Mark gives up his life for it, but Longxing into the dominance while the rest of his team are not there. The pillar placement saves the top laner's life with the flash included. LGD are denying these Infernals, and that's what matters.
You say that, but Top Esports are moving bottom. They've got the wave here. They're now going to get this turret, and LGD need to defend, but they're still hovering in mid lane.
But look, the play is for Xie to continue forward, now deciding to back. We're going back and forth. Even with the Baron buff, they need to defend.
It will be a lot easier for them to defend. Top Esports will struggle to clear out the... Well, never mind, struggle to clear out the Baron waves, but Poke is perfect here for Top Esports. There's so much damage that can come out from Jackie Love, from 369, Knight. This is going to be difficult for LGD, but they do get that third Dragon.
I mean, Aphelios does so much damage. Look at the smile on Peanut's face. I'm sure he's enjoying this as much as we are, because this is a tense game.
This is what I wanted. This is what I expected from LGD and Top. And from LGD's perspective, a team that a lot of people tossed up doubts about. For them, yes, to lose out here and there to Top Esports macro play, one of the smarter macro teams, or if not, I'd put them first and second with JDG. Well, on form JDG.
Before JDG, yeah.
For LGD to be able to find, just off of their team fights, this super comeback and bringing it to this level of depth and minute detail from both sides is incredible.
And I mean, what we just saw on the side of our screen there, the two highlights this game, it's Peanut and it's also Kramer. The two players have come over. Kramer came through last year on this LGD lineup, and Peanut has come on over to the LPL for the first time here in 2020. So it's exciting because LGD have put the pieces together for this roster. And if it works out, this could be a top 4 team. Top 4, that means going to Worlds in 2020.
And Peanut going back to Worlds. Peanut getting to maybe see him like he was on his Rocks Tigers days. Getting to that World Finals. Getting second place, not quite getting it across the mark. For Peanut, this is his chance at getting back to where he was considered one of the best, if not the best junglers in the world.
But at the very least, first they have to get through the LPL, all right? We're 3-0 on LGD, and maybe we're jumping the gun, but I still will say LGD are looking good. But they have to finish this game off, and it's hard because gold is even. They're on Infernal Rift now as well. This next fight could dictate the game because Baron has now expired. That's up with a similar timer to Infernal Rift. We can see a trade one for another.
I'm looking at LGD though. This feels like the redemption team. Longxing didn't have a good time on RNG. The fans didn't like him. Nobody could cut him a break. Now coming into LGD is looking great in these team fights. Peanut, we already just talked about. Xie as well used to be the mid laner for WE, the guy that you needed to beat in the mid lane. Now finding more success when it comes to LGD. This team working together alongside Kramer. Mark as well in that bottom lane was the better half of Gala and Mark on Sino Dragons, on to DMO, and now he's coming over as well, and this whole team is starting to stand up, this veterancy on this team, this band of misfits that have come together and created this incredible team.
We need to look at items though across the board though, Dagda, because we've got 4 items on the Cassiopeia, because we're approaching the potential of a last fight at 36 minutes in the game. We've got 4 on the Ezreal in Kramer, with the Executioner's Calling filling that last slot. Versus almost 4 for Jackie Love, who's heading towards the last whisper, the armor pen item, as we can see. Majai's actually on Knight, who, as the Karma mid, hasn't died just yet, so you can see the confidence there. We're heading towards those late game items where everyone's getting towards full build. And I'd be scared if you're going up against Xie. We know what Cassiopeia can do late. He's pretty much found a Flame Horizon in this lane. And so far, Xie has played a decent game, bar some of the ultis.
The big thing here is, though, the flashes. That is what we need to keep our eyes on for these team fights. The ability for Xie to get these flash engages, top esports to disengage with those summoner spells. That's what they need to find. That's what they need to do. For top esports, they're pretty much across the board with those summoner spells, except for Knight.
Longxing going to be faced by 369 here. Knight also has the Fiendish Codex to hit that 40%. Forward they go. Xie has popped the Sorcery Pot.
The beauty here for LGD, though, is they can have one person go towards Dragon if they want to, but now with top esports in the pit, this is perfect for LGD.
Although Baron it out. 4K here, it's going down super quick, taken away, smited down. Top esports have done it again, but this time LGD in the pit while Peanut walks too far forward. The Soul Flare locks down too, but LGD slow to react. Peanut had to burn the flash, and now for top esports, full health with Baron.
They're going to go towards top side. They're trying to say, look, you cannot go for this dragon, LGD, because we will take everything.
Oh, but Kramer's flashed on. Cast is going to take him. Mono as there is no summoner available. Only the flash with the blast cone helping out. Caster pushes him back. Top esports are running in.
Xie's on Dragon, but this could be a 4 versus 5. Top esports are not letting up in this top lane.
He does have teleport available at level 18. Maybe this is the ultimate flank, or maybe this is just securing the victory for top esports. They're not stopping here. TP is defensive. They need to stop the game. With Infernal Soul, it's going to be a big ask as LGD see them run away. It's a shield from Knight. It's inhibitor taken. It's top esports with the lead.
The soul for LGD, though, that is so crucial for this squad who are relying on these team fights. The poke is going to do a lot more damage because you've got everyone on top esports clumped to get advantages from Night Shield, from the acceleration gate from 369. Any sort of damage that lands, those little explosions are going to do so much more work into top esports.
I wonder why LGD is still searching for this. It's Baron Enhanced Recall. They are out of there. So after a bit of soul searching themselves, they send Longxing up to the top side. The Baron available for another minute 40. You mentioned the Infernal Soul. We've now got to tick over to the timer of Elder coming up in 5 minutes, and Kramer will almost be level 18. Well, I mean, he's almost there now. You got to remember, this Ezreal's still massive.
So top esports will be looking to make a pressure onto this bottom side, but look at the sneaky wards that were placed by LGD before they backed. You've got one just in the river. You've also got one just at the back of Tri-Brush there. So there is the opportunity with Longxing having deeply shoved in this top lane to TP and cut off top esports.
I think that's not
Look, they're pinging it out. They know that this could be the play.
Okay, Longxing is there. The pings again, as you mentioned, being put down. Longxing with TP. Baron buff pushing in this bottom side wave. Where is Longxing? Still at the base, he's running on forward. The Aphelios damage is too much. Jackie Love's shield is unbeatable there. A nice smoke screen, the poke. Again, too much to deal with. The ghosts go out, and top esports getting the inhibitor. LGD say another day for the fight. As Longxing going forward, but what's the engage? JackieLove walks forward yet again. Doesn't take any damage because Knight's shield is too much. Kramer a bit too far himself. The end of the line. Collateral damage, excuse me, almost kills Kramer. He'll heal it back up, but top Esports have done enough damage to the base.
And this is why when we see in other regions teams talking about why Renekton really not the best of champions, this is an example why. If you're able to kite him out, he does so little. And unfortunately, LGD haven't been able to find the fight they want. Now, though, potential here with Longxing on the flank.
But he has been spotted out, I believe. Top Esports still feeling very comfortable. That ward will spot him, in fact, as 369 takes him on. At half health, has to use the Dominus. Kramer too far forward. Yet again, here is JackieLove himself on the miasma, but doesn't care. With Knight in the mix, you can't touch JackieLove.
He's a 6-item Aphelios with Knight and with Yuanji to keep him safe. He's having a field day right now.
Walking up to the turret, doesn't care about tanking it for a little bit. The Dark Passage adds shield to effect. Another turret goes down the base completely in shatters for LGD. Teleport being used here, but top Esports can just slam onto him. Right on top with the turret, Longxing runs away. The re-engage possible as they target caster. LGD want him. Box placed down. Poke not there. JackieLove repositioning to the side. Gets Gravitum down on the Renekton. Doesn't care. The Moonlight Vigil spreads the damage as the minions are just destroying the base. LGD are too damn low. They might just lose from the Winions.
There's nothing that they can do. They don't have the engage. Mark has the solar flare. He needs to make it perfect for LGD to win this.
Obnoxious as hell. Knight and JackieLove seeing this through to the end. One Nexus turret remaining. Solar flare onto the backline. But meanwhile, already losing the support. LGD got nowhere to go until Xie gets the petrifying gaze. One member down in 369. Forward goes Kramer, but JackieLove once again doesn't die. At half health, flashes on top. Xie goes golden. The Cassiopeia needs to turn around and start pumping out the damage, but he can't. It's a double for JackieLove, and he's back to full health.
Tank Aphelios has taken over this game. He's running into 3 members of LGD Hysterics.
And he's got Severum. Now Chakram, minions coming in, they're not backing away.
And JackieLove still moving forward. Karsa gets hit, but it doesn't matter.
Nice. 3 people, Knight flashes away. The shield given, now taken away. Good target selection, LGD. Keep this game going.
If you want to kill the tank, if you want to kill JackieLove, you got to kill the battery first. Get rid of Knight so there's no more shields, there's no more speed up, there's not all this extra auto attacks, just attack speed. So Knight does go down, JackieLove will fall, but LGD, the base is in ruins.
And we now reset. Folks, take a breath. Is chat munkering? I hope so. This is the game we wanted to see, and we're getting the full mile of it. 1:15 till Elder comes up. 35 seconds till Baron. We have full items across the board, bar some members. Xie is close to the Rabadons, and remember, he's got an item after that, because Cassiopeia does not have boots. So we're at a point where a couple of more items, and it's that one fight, especially with a broken base for LGD, but now with the death timers here in this game.
It's not just the death timers, it's the Baron timer, it's the Elder Dragon timer. You are looking at an opportunity here for top Esports to very quickly steal this Baron away. Go over towards the Elder Dragon with all of the big boons that they just had. And for LGD, you once again have to find some way of getting onto Knight and JackieLove and stopping this Aphelios from tearing through your health.
I mean, Xie has TP, but he's moving his way up, but Aphelios with Knight. Oh my god. The Shuriken galore. LGD, are they too late? Peanut's trying to get into the pit. Now with a level disadvantage, it might not matter. He flashes in, looking for the smite still there, but they turn their attention. Kill the jungler, kill the Baron. LGD in a 4 versus 5 for a very long time. But forward they go, Mark misses the soul flare until Kramer repositions True Shot Barrage down the line. While again, Knight just heals up his AD carry at full health. Top Esports may have taken enough to end this game. Look at the TP into the backline, Dagda. 369 wants it over now.
It is going to be over. Kramer's now getting jumped on. It's all gone astray.
And look again, the petrifying gaze misses from Xie. He was the last hope. JackieLove walks into him. Golden is Medusa, but it's a shutdown with a massive double. Top Esports take us the full mile and take a game number 1.
Top Esports play that perfectly, keeping LGD at arm's length the entire game. The frustration of LGD is palpable throughout as they cannot have